Hi there, this is Linda and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. In this video, I'm putting together my Project Life spread for the week of March 11th through March 17th, 2024, and I'm working with the Take Flight collection from Coco Daisy. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so this was the week of March 11th through 17th, and not a ton happened this week. I made some progress on my laundry room redo and finished the wallpaper on the wall, so I have some fun photos of that, which I'm really gonna highlight here. I'm starting to see some pieces of spring. I had a ton of boxes around the house because stuff was coming in for my laundry room and my home gym downstairs. So I'm just redoing a lot in my house. So it's been very kind of hectic around, I guess is the best way to put it, where it's just, I like to have a clean house. I like to have stuff orderly. And I just have I had all of these boxes and stuff everywhere. So I was kind of trying to capture that in this spread. I didn't trim that one the best. I was making smoothies. I had a lot of work to do. I wasn't sleeping well, just random little things. So for this spread, I'm going to be working with the Coco Daisy kits for April. And I believe this is called the Take Flight collection. So I've already done a few projects from this, so I don't have all of the pieces left, and it's kind of a little bit in a mess in this box here that it all comes in, but I'm just gonna start kind of looking through things and seeing what I want to use. Of course, I have the papers. I'm just gonna put these to the side. I'm not sure that I'm gonna be using any papers in this spread. So I don't have any 4x6 pockets, and I tend to use the papers in the 4x6 pockets. I could cut this one down, but they're also, actually I think, no, this is a cut down. I was thinking there's a 4x6 card though that does look like this, but that is one of the papers cut down because I did use it on another spread, and here's some other scraps if I want to use those. But I do have all these 3x4 cards that I want to go through. So the 4x6 cards, yes, see here, there is a 4x6 card that kind of matches that, but they made them smaller just to kind of scale it down. So that's also an option. And then of course there's the calendar, which I'm going to save for April because this spread is happening in March. I do love this one with the hot air balloons. If I wanted to do some longer journaling, I could totally see doing that. But I did 3 4x6 photos, so I really only have 3x4 spots. So I'm gonna go through my 3x4 cards and kind of see what I want to use. You can see I have some here, like this one that I punched out of, and I just kept the scrap while I finish using this kit. Let's see, the rain or shine. Let's see, that's super cute. I'm not sure where it fits though. Daydream. Just reading through these. So I went through all the cards and kind of decided what I wanted here. So I've decided I want this to be my title card, and then I have a couple filler cards because I don't have a ton of stories from this week. So I have this one that says the littlest things in life are where we find real true joy. I think I'm going to use this one to bullet point just little stories from the week. This one I think I want to cut up to put on a few of my photos to tell some little details. And then this one, so I had some struggles in the laundry room redo. So I'm gonna journal a bit about that. And then on Friday, my daughter came home from work from school. So she's in college, so she came home for spring break. So this card says spring break, so I considered putting that one, but I love the back of it and I don't love the way that looks. So I think I'm just going to use this one and write spring break on it and then just journal about her being home. And then I think this one might be a good like kind of title to cut out and put over that part of this photo of my cat at my desk. So I believe that was kind of from the weekend. So I'm going to go through and kind of cut things out, start laying these things out, and then see if there's anything, what other things from the kit I want to include. There was also these raindrops, which would be super cute journaling spots that I could see kind of cutting out and using on some photos. But I think because I'm going to use these, well, not cutting out, but taking off the pad and using as journaling spots on photos. But because I'm going to cut these ones out, I'm not sure I'm going to use these ones on this spread. There's this really cute little rainbow washi that I might want to incorporate. And then of course I have all the stickers, and then there's some rub-ons and there's more stickers. So I'm gonna go through all of these things and see if what I want to use. I really loved when I used the rub-ons on photos last month. So I might try to do that on some of these, but I'm not sure kind of where I would want to put them. So I'll think about that. I'm going to put you guys on fast forward and get this one put together.
Okay, you guys, this one was super fun. I really, really loved this collection from Cocoa Daisy. I thought there were so many elements. I kind of struggled, I think you saw in the beginning there, trying to decide which cards to include because there were just so many that I loved. This one right here has 3 little label spots on it. I chose to cut it up so I could add them to different photos, but it's also great to put it in a pocket and just kind of do 3 stories. I love having cards like this in my project life where I can add multiple little stories to one card, because for me, project life is really about that, about telling those tiny stories from the week, the ones that you wouldn't otherwise document if you weren't doing a project like this. Then I'm cutting out this one that says, "It's a good day to be happy," to add it on top of this photo of my cat waiting patiently for a piece of my scone for breakfast. I just loved that as part of my Saturday morning routine or Sunday morning routine. I'm not really sure what day that photo was from, but I really like capturing that little bit of my daily routine on the weekends. I use my rolling date stamp just to add the dates to that title card that says, "You make me happy when skies are gray." I really loved that one as a title card, and I really love the colors right next to that bold wallpaper print. That photo of my mug right there is in front of the new wallpaper in my laundry room. So I loved the word happy next to it and how the colors kind of tied it together, but it had that white background, so it really balanced out my photos. When selecting my cards for a spread like this, I am definitely keeping in mind if the colors in my photo are bolder, I'm going to pick a card that has more white in the background to balance it out. If my photos are lighter or more white space, I'm going to have a darker card next to it. So that's something to keep in mind when selecting which card to use in your pockets. On here, I'm just adding a little bit of journaling, and I've added some of the puffy stickers. I added one of the little bird puffy stickers on this one. And on the one of my smoothie, the fruit there for my smoothie, I added a cutout of a rainbow, and that was just a leftover one from another one of the cards that I'd cut up in a previous project. I really, really am obsessed with those puffy stickers, this kit, so I tried to find ways to add a few of them in my spread. I really love just the style of those puffy stickers from Cocoa Daisy. On this one here, like I said, I'm journaling a little bit about a harder story. I was working through a redo of my laundry room, and I'm not much of a DIYer, so I definitely ran into some struggles this week, but I'm journaling about that and how I kind of got through it. And this card says, "Let a smile be your umbrella on a rainy day." So it's kind of a little bit about seeing the silver lining in a bad situation. So that card was perfect to tell that harder story. Here I have a photo from my office. I don't take a lot of photos at work because a lot of what I do at work is confidential and I can't share photos of it, and I don't really want to. So this here is just my mug of coffee in the morning because I got there super early, so you can see it's dark outside. which isn't very typical this time of year for me to be in the office when it's dark. So I was really excited to kind of document that. Well, not excited, but I wanted to document the fact that I was working longer hours this week and that I got to the office really early on Friday because I couldn't sleep. And so I just figured I would get my day started. On this photo here, it's probably hard to see on screen, but it is a photo of my yard where the first little bits of tulips are starting to poke out, and I love documenting how the plants are growing in the season. I added on there one of the word phrase stickers that says hello spring, and then I'm cutting the word garden out of this pattern paper to make my own word phrase strip and adding it on top of one of the stickers. That's a row of tulips because this is a photo of my, which will be tulips in about a month after that photo was taken. On this one here, I wanted to add a title that says spring break and do some journaling, but I decided that I needed kind of a way to ground the title. So I added some of that washi, and I do end up adding a second strip of washi on there as well. But I'm using the alpha stickers to write out spring break. Like I said in the intro, the back of this card said spring break, but it didn't have space for journaling, and I wanted to add some journaling. So I'm just making my own card here, and I'm really thrilled about that because I really loved the pattern on this card. Although it has colors on it, it is more white, so I definitely add some white space to my spread. And then I was able to use some of the washi. I used one of the washi stickers and then the roll of washi to add 2 stripes there to just kind of ground my title. And then I'm just journaling about my daughter coming home for college for spring break, which she did. She came home, I think, on Friday. So she had the Friday off and then the whole following week. But I'm just journaling about it here because this is when spring break started for her. And that's one of those details that I probably would forget looking back on these spreads. If I didn't make note of it, I would forget kind of when she was home and when she wasn't, because at this point in time, she doesn't live at home most of the time. This card I left for last because this is where I'm going to journal all those little stories from the week. So I'm looking off screen at my Hobonichi cousin. That's where I keep track of what I do every day and, just the little details of my week. So I have the spread for this week open and I'm able to look back on it and kind of see what are the little details that are happening this week, both positives and negatives. And I'm just making a bullet point list. I'm using my Zig dot marker to make my bullet points, and then I'm adding some little carrots to it with my pen, one of my favorite ways to make bullet points at the moment. I was just thinking through kind of what were the things I was going to want to document here. So I had a short power outage at my house. I beat a game on my Switch. I went out to dinner with some friends on Friday. I began planning for my boss's retirement. I baked some cookies. I had a lot of movie nights, and I was really, really tired and struggling with insomnia and exhaustion this week because of the time change and some stress. So I wanted to document that because although that's a negative thing that happened, it definitely colors my week and kind of helps tell the bigger picture of the story. I finished up my spread, but now I'm just kind of putting away all of the pieces back into the box from Cocoa Daisy so that I can use them on a future project. And then I'm just going to go ahead and slip everything into the pockets. You can see here what I'm doing. This is how I store my puffy stickers. I take the backing out of the plastic and I just staple the product onto the backing there so that it has a harder back rather than just the flimsy plastic. And that's how I store it in my stash. I'm just sliding everything into the pockets, and then I'm going to call this one done. I have a photo coming up on the screen of the finished spread, and I really, really enjoyed how this one came together. It's super spring and fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And as always, I hope to see you guys all in the next one. Thank you. Bye.